I came to practice one time with a milkshake. Like,
I see so many quotes online where it's like,
it's really cool.
It's basically like the no risk, no reward type of thing. Like if you're not taking risk in life, where are you really gonna get at? Like,
Sure.
It's not fun taking the safe route.
We both got a goal.
wild.
Simple as that. If
Yeah.
you're not around people with goals and ambitions the same as you, what's the point of them still being around? Tell us right, bro. We're giving everything on the field.
Yeah.
All that talking, we're not doing that. You want to keep talking? All right, here go 40 points. Take that. We have one mission and one mission only: is to send a message to coaches, send a message to other teams.
It's sounding like from like emotion. This is like a prove it year. Or
This
like
is
a chip on the
yes.
shoulder
This
type
is
of
exact.
year.
No, this is exactly what it is. 2020. No, seriously. Like, really. Like, who want the smoke in any aspect on any part of the field? I have the confidence that I coach better than whoever's over there. I have the confidence that I have the better players. I have the confidence that I can get the win over whoever I go against. And whoever want to stand in my way, bro, that's their loss. They gotta get out the way. And that's after everything, after all the talk, after all of that, all I say is see y'all on the 40. Simple as that.
All right, so starting with another episode of Mugencast. Very different layout, very different setting compared to what I usually do, which is usually just one-on-one interviews. But we're going to have a group interview, which is really exciting, which originally was just supposed to be me interviewing Ja, but we have some other interesting people in the room if you want to start off with your introduction, Kai.
All right, how you guys doing? I'm Mekai. I go by Kai. I'm 19 and I'm a videographer and photographer.
I am Jaheem. I coach football and I do photography.
I am Bakari. I am a player for L.O.V. And yeah.
All right, Mugencast episode 72. We can go ahead and get started. And yeah, we've been trying to do this podcast for a solid month, maybe more. But just different things just kind of kept coming up and it just prevented us from doing it. But I think the timing is good now, post-holiday. We're able to get everybody in the same room. We're able to get this space reserved, which is cool. Got this fancy setup that hopefully people can see on video. Shout out to Jeffrey behind the camera actually one time. Appreciate you, Jeffrey, for all the things that you're doing.
My dog.
Unsung hero of the podcast today. But yeah, we're going to get into a little bit of, I think, everyone's story, which is going to be interesting, but also kind of how you all have come together now with this football program and how you all are making some momentum with that, as I understand it. So yeah, should be just like a good chill episode, like a little, I guess, round table. I feel like maybe people call it, in terms of this conversation. But yeah, let's go ahead and get started. So for the listener's sake, actually, Ja, you and I met through probably, I would say, OH, which is an organization here in Philadelphia, and just mutual love of photography, being involved with the exhibit that we did a few months ago. I was able to learn more about kind of you and your photography work and that type of stuff. But for the listeners, and I guess kind of maybe me as well, to a degree, can you tell me a little bit about just your life growing up in Philly, kind of a little bit more about your origin story? Like, you know how like Peter Parker got like his origin story, Batman, etc. Give me like your Jaheem origin story, and then we'll go around too.
So I'm not one of those really that have that crazy childhood, that story of like, oh yeah, this happened to me, all this stuff. No, I'm not really there. I had a good childhood. I was a spoiled child. I still am really, really spoiled.
Okay, I didn't know that actually.
I live with both parents, got two brothers, got healthy, beautiful nieces and nephews. So I have a lovely life. I had a lovely childhood. I did everything really that I really wanted to in my life.
Where'd you grow up, by the way?
Oh, we grew up in Longcrest.
Okay.
It's Northeast Philadelphia. Yeah.
Got it. Okay. For those that don't know.
Yeah. Definitely from Longcrest. I actually still am there. Never left really. I love my city. I love everything that I do here.
Yeah.
So definitely. So from Longcrest, Philly.
Cool.
Childhood was great, actually. Nothing really bad. Only thing that really changed really much is everything is just growing up and then seeing the things that happen in this city, like the events that happen with other people.
Yeah, I was going to say, I feel like, I grew up in like 69th Street, Upper Darby type of area, and I feel like the same thing. Like I love where I grew up, honestly.
Right, yeah.
I would have stayed there forever if I could have, but, certain circumstances kind of changed that, certain things that, I saw going on, my parents saw going on. We're like, we maybe should get up out of here.
Right, exactly.
And I feel like that's an experience for a lot of people. But anyway, just kind of jumping around. Kai, you want to kind of give us a similar thing? Kind of curious about you, especially because I feel like I only know your first name. I don't know much more than that.
So I'll give you a quick backstory.
Yeah, give it a quick backstory.
I grew up similar to Ja, kind of spoiled, I would say. No real hardships growing up. It was very smooth.
Yeah.
Great mom. She was a single mom almost my whole life. Nothing really like when it came to like growing up it was just super smooth. Meeting Ja, I'm gonna give you a backstory on meeting Ja.
Yeah.
Met him at a Cheltenham basketball game. We was filming on the baseline, and it was like I just looked over, and just as a filmer, you always just want to talk to somebody. So we started talking, and right off, like we just clicked right like that. And ever since, he's been a cool, genuine guy, super laid back, just not afraid to be himself. So I appreciate him for that. And definitely want to get him.
And what's crazy is a lot of photographers, like when you're at the same event, and we all can relate to this, where it's like we see that other photographers like, oh yeah, I see what he's trying to do. Let me get some better pictures to him. Like it always looks like it's competition or something, right? Immediately like me and Kai helped each other out from that game and looked at like, dang bro, like what your settings is on or something like that. So we always had good conversation. It was up since then.
Okay, cool. That's like I feel like relationship stuff like that friendships, whatever, that you kind of grow organically like that are like the best ones. Like it's not like a super crazy story. It's just really mundane. Like
any photo shoots or something I can't do, I always pass them off to him.
Yeah,
money to be made from both sides.
And that's a similar relationship to what I have with Jeffrey. I feel like just meeting under like similar circumstances and just kind of staying around with each other ever since. But Bakari, last but not least,
the legend right here, man.
Legend. Growing up, like I'm from Norfolk, Virginia, so.
Oh really?
Yeah.
I was not expecting that.
Yeah.
I was like North Philadelphia. Oh, Virginia. Okay, all right, never mind. All right, yeah, cool.
So like when I was a kid, I was like really back and forth from Virginia and Philadelphia. So then I moved up to Philly and never went back to Virginia. So it's like me growing up in Philly, I had a great childhood. Shout out to my mom, shout out to my dad.
A lot of great childhoods around here. This is good.
They always made sure I was good, and I can't express it enough. I really let them. So it's like, it was just great, man. Great childhood. I met Jaheim. I inboxed him. Came. I texted him off of Instagram and let him know I want to play for his team. And after that, I missed the first practice. He texted me and made sure.
You lucky I wasn't a strict coach back
I was about to say, did you think of like, oh, you're cut, you're done?
No, it wasn't even like that. It was one of those where like, all right, you texted me. It wasn't like I reached out to him and was like, okay, I want you to come and stay. But he reached out to me and said he wanted to come and play. So I'm going to give him the opportunity. One thing about me, I'm not going to let the opportunity pass, because then if I don't give you the opportunity, I feel like nobody else is, So I ain't want to be that closed door for him in his life. So I let him come out, do what he had to do, and he performed. So it's one of those where
I play wide receiver.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, he did his thing. So that's why he's definitely here with me now.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I was about to say, I feel like when you're at a skill position, you can kind of see immediately of like, all right, can I keep this guy on the team?
Yeah.
So if you're a lineman, you're like, all right, well,
it's gonna take a little
he's all right, I guess.
And it's from the aspect of 7-on-7, so it's not more of equipment football. He came out and wanted to play for the 7-on-7 team last year. Now, what a lot of people don't know is that the 7-on-7 team last year was, Jesus Christ. Like, it was my first time coaching 7-on-7, and it was my
guy. What's the team, by the way?
League of Villains. That's the whole organization name. Okay. And my guy, Preston, shout out to Preston.
I was about to say shout out to Coach P.
Shout out to Coach P. That's the founder right there. It was very dysfunctional. It was very unorganized. We didn't know really much of it as experience-wise, like going into paperwork, money, everything else. So going out into that world, you have to realize, a lot of people don't realize, you got to be ready mentally. We wasn't ready at all. So when we went out there, it was it just was downhill. So now, as we learned from that, we got way better.
You got way better. So let's now we kind of have a good understanding of everybody. Let's go into the world of 7-on-7, because what I see on YouTube, social media, whatever, the 7-on-7 football world, I feel like is pretty popping. It's crazy talent out there. I'm like, whoa.
What's crazy is that
13, 14-year-old kids, really talented.
It's basically that, when people don't really, explain it, it's like the AAU of football.
Yeah, exactly.
Basketball got their times when their season is, and then football has theirs. 7-on-7 is probably one of the biggest things happening right now.
Yeah,
that's why we took advantage of that, and doing what we're doing now to get these players opportunity to do something rather than being somewhere where they're not supposed to be.
Right. So, and I think it makes sense to start with you, Jock, because you're kind of, I feel like you're like the centerpiece, and people kind of come based on interactions and relationships with you. So how did you get started with with 7-on-7? Why did you decide to get into it in the first place?
It started off where I was coaching with a team called 215 Falcons.
Yeah.
Now actually 215 Extreme. I was coaching with my guy Ron. Shout out to Ron. That's my guy right there. It started off with them. I was a defensive coordinator. We won the championship. And then Preston came to me. I was actually 17.
Oh, wow.
I was 17, 18 now. So,
okay.
yeah.
Drawing up defenses.
Yeah. And then I learned some things from Ron. Like, I came in, I'm not going to lie, I'll be truly honest with you. Some of that coaching stuff, at first it's voluntary. Like, I didn't have much, I didn't know really a lot.
I was going to say, did you play football?
Yeah, I played. Yeah, I played my whole high school.
So you have playing experience. Okay.
Yeah. So, but I know playing experience, but then it comes to like, dang, do I actually know
X's and O's?
Exactly, the X's and O's. So I didn't at the time.
And football is kind of like a complex game.
Yeah, it's a lot in football.
Compared to basketball, where it's 5-on-5, pick and roll, go downhill. It's kind of straightforward.
I think when you go into the X and O's, it's way more complicated.
I agree, yeah.
It's definitely a lot to learn. So I learned a lot from Ron, and he taught me some things. But then, out of nowhere, during one of the games, Preston actually came up to me. It was during halftime. He came up to me and said it was his idea. And I actually know Preston personally.
Yeah.
So he came up to me and was like, bro, I got this idea. Let's start this 707 organization.
Who's Preston? Give me a little
He's
bit
actually, so he was actually with 215 at the time. And he actually knows me personally. He knows some of my family.
Got it. Okay.
So he came to me, said a couple of things like, yeah, I want to actually start it up, but I want you to run it. I want you to, be the president of this league.
Okay.
And, because I want to give you that image of that young coach. Because that's what I've been doing. He wanted to give me that exposure, and I actually really appreciate him for that.
Hopefully
everything
he sees
that he's actually doing. He gonna see this. Trust me, he gonna see this. So I actually want to appreciate him for that, and definitely thank him for everything that he's done. So yeah, he actually wanted to put me onto it. So that's why we're here now.
So got started with Preston. Got started leading your own team specifically. So let's put some dates on this. So when did you actually start? In terms of your team?
We got everything together probably around February of last year.
February 2022.
February of last year, we got everything together, got all the players, got everything doing what we need to do.
Okay.
In our first tournament, we had started practice throughout that time, but our first tournament was probably in March, if I'm not mistaken, right? Mm-hmm. It was March.
Okay.
So we got into that. Oh Jesus, we got into that tournament. Now you got me going memory.
Yeah.
We went into that first tournament, bro, and completely got torched. It wasn't even.
I don't blame you.
It was one of those where
we just getting started.
Exactly. So it's one of those where we don't know what we're doing.
Yeah.
But we had a scrimmage before that, and we demolished that team. It was one of those where we did good. So we thought going in the tournament where we was gonna be we about to snap.
Yeah, right.
Nah, it wasn't that. We got torched. Yeah. So that's where it started around March, and then it ended. We went to a couple tournaments, but like I said, it was dysfunctional. So players coming in and out, players not wanting to play anymore because of the simple fact of losing. So,
sounds like AAU to me.
Yeah, exactly. Right.
Sounds a lot like AAU.
Yeah.
Disorganized, people with different egos, not everybody being on the same page, favoritism, all that type of stuff.
Yeah, definitely.
But in terms of the teams that you saw coming in, are these legacy teams that have been around for
so what's crazy?
5, 6, 7 years, or are they also kind of just put together?
So what's crazy, right? And that's what I wanted to get into. Actually.
Yeah, go ahead.
So,
Carl, what'd you say?
I like these. So these players, teams and everything like that, and I learned from it, right? Mm. So last year when we wasn't that good, it was the times where the players would say, "Oh no, I don't want to play for y'all. I'm gonna go to this other team."
Yeah, exactly.
But that team them teams have a big name to where it's some teams I'm be honest, it's level 82, Immortals, Playmakers.
Okay.
What else? It's just players, right?
Yeah.
They have those names, but they go to them teams because of the simple fact that they have a big name.
Of course. Yeah.
Of course they are, but it's a name, bro. I think honestly, if it comes to that, now that we're winning, now that we're doing what we're doing, you see we're actually about to be a good group. Mm-hmm. They try to come back. They try to come. Yeah. But then sometimes I go into it looking into organizations to where it's now I feel like it's too much into it. Charging it. Now we're going to finances. One thing about League of Villains, we're not charging these kids $1,000 for something that's not even that. Come on now. There's no need to.
Yeah.
We're now to actually show you what the finances is. The 707 is. Yeah. And that's, I'm gonna be honest with you, that's why it's so big, because of how much these kids are paying. These kids are paying $1,000.
I was gonna say talk to me a little bit more about that. Like you said, like these kids are paying $1,000. Is that for like
So
cover the entire season?
So what coaches would tell them, right, is to pay for tournaments, travel fee, like bus stuff like that. Yeah,
stuff.
Yeah, like, but it's not even equipment, right? It's uniforms. Like you get somebody to make those.
Because you're not wearing full pads or anything, right?
No.
Okay.
It's shirt and shorts, bro.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Like flag football.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Got
all of that.
I feel as though if you get the, like, we don't charge kids that much. We charge, like, our 18U, we charge them $650, and then those 15U, we charge them $350.
And that covers the entire.
That covers everything, bro, and it's enough. So then it comes to the question of, like,
versus other teams charging 3 times
so it's
that.
like, why am I paying $1,000? It's
Yeah.
like, why am I paying $1,000? Okay, so that means y'all pocketing my money. So
Yeah,
then
definitely.
it comes to that. So yeah, we look into stuff like that, and
Yeah.
those teams, to get back to where your question is, like, to talk about those teams, those teams with the big names, I just feel like they're, they've been doing this for a while. So I'm not talking down on them or anything like that, but them kids go to them teams because of the names of it.
Yeah.
But it's like,
Just
do
like
you have the
AAU.
it's like, do you have the coaches to build these kids for the next level, to when they get in equipment football, to what they really want to get paid for in these goals? Do you have those coaches to teach them that? Now, when it comes to the other coaches, now I would love to respect these other coaches. I would love to respect these old heads, and I love y'all to death. But
Just
when
touch
it
on
comes
something
now,
I'm curious about. Go ahead.
yeah. So when it comes to that now, to now hear coaches, hearing that it's a young coach coming in, hearing that it's like, an 18-year-old coach doing what he doing, got 2 championships. Now he runs a 7-on-7 organization. Y'all talk down on it. There's no reason for that.
Yeah.
Because like, I look up to all these guys. Like, I would hate the name drop, but I look at all these guys as like, I learn from them in a certain aspect and what to do and what not to do with coaching. So when it came to them, like me hearing that a coach would talk to a parent about not coming to me because I'm a young coach and I don't know what I'm doing, but it's like, bro, I got more championships than you. What are you talking about? Like,
ooh.
Yeah, so no, I'm just saying, like,
No, I get what
it
you
comes
mean,
down to like stats and it comes down to what we doing. I know what I'm doing.
What is the results?
Yeah, you feel what I'm saying?
Doesn't matter the age. Like,
it
what am I
definitely,
doing?
it doesn't at all. And I'm the prime example of that.
Especially in sports where it's just like, are you talented?
Exactly.
Yes, no.
Exactly.
Like it's real simple. All the other stuff doesn't matter. Like your play is only supposed to be, and the results that you put forth is the main thing that matters.
Yeah.
But in terms of, and this is why I wanted to touch on this part, because this is what's playing in my head of like, young Ja, you're not even 20 years old yet, right?
No, I'm
not
still
even 20
18,
years
yeah.
old. And me, I'm 35, 40, been in the game, just trying to get my 7-on-7 team together. And your team comes and steamrolls mine or whatever,
Okay.
or at least you're competitive already,
Right.
and you've only been in the game for like a year and a half. I'm sure that's gonna generate some discontent or among some of these old head coaches.
But you know what's crazy is I give these coaches their respect and I love what I do with these coaches, but it's like, what's the point in talking that? Like, really, y'all should be actually like looking up to it, like taking that as motivation. Dang.
Sure,
and if you're not playing, well, how my opportunity passed up. If you're not playing, I still kept it in a way for football to stay in touch with me. I still kept a way to stay in touch with football, and relate to some of these kids and not be in the streets or do anything like him right here. Like, got a good head on his shoulders. I got this kid around me all the time. Like, he never leaves my hip. It's somebody that I want to actually succeed in life. Somebody that I want to actually be something. I don't have a mission only for myself. I got a mission for him, for the youth, and for somebody else that's here for doing the camera stuff with me. I know his passion is photography. That's how I met you, Demetri, like, you and Jeffrey, to where y'all gave me the opportunity to be in the exhibit. So I'm like, hold on, let me make a call. Bro, get some of your photos in here. So it's some exposure for him. So it's not only my success and what I'm doing. So if you as an old head coach looking at me like that, you hating, come on now.
Yeah, and I think it's like a big difference in mindset versus like competition versus community.
Yeah.
You're obviously more community based.
Right.
They're more strictly competition.
Trying to
We want to
get
beat
their
them.
name up there.
Yeah, and I'm curious to get your perspective on this, Bakari, because you're actually playing under him, and is this the first 7-on-7 team that you've been a part of, or that's why I didn't think so. So comparing Ja's team to teams you've been on in the past, what are like some of the differences that you've seen as like from a player perspective? And you play wide receiver, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's nothing like not really too much of a difference. I feel like Jaheim really like knows what he like. I feel like me and him really have a better connection than what I've had previous 7-on-7 teams. Like,
right.
Not name dropping, but like I'm saying,
sure,
like,
yeah.
My other team, it was a great organization. Like, I used to play football Little League for one of the coaches that were coaching for that 7-on-7 team. So
like organized football.
Yeah.
Like that. Okay.
So it was like pads too.
Yeah.
So it was connection, but like, I don't know, like a lot of other people started coming and it's just like, they got the name already. And like, I'm the underdog. So it's like, they would just start them over me a little bit.
Yeah.
So I feel like I had to reach out, and then I found Jaheim, and it was just history.
Found something new. Gotcha.
Yeah.
And I feel like I'd never play AAU. I just used to play just like in the neighborhood when I used to play basketball. But comparing it to, I feel like now things have changed because a lot more money's in it now compared to in the past. Like everybody had a dream of like going to a league or whether it's the NBA or NFL or whatever when you're younger. But like the money that people are getting now to do that or just play professionally, whether it's overseas, whatever, like it's off the charts.
Dog,
so
it's crazy, bro.
So talent is at a premium. Like when I see someone I want or someone I know I can maybe attach my name to, or you know, when you make it, make sure I make it. That type of thing. Like I'm gonna put that person in a better position than even someone who's been on the team for a year or whatever. You know, you're kind of like putting it's like an unfair advantage. You're giving one person over the other. As a player, do you feel that too? I guess.
I mean, like I feel like competition is competition.
Sure.
So it's like, if he's gonna be the better man, by all means, hey.
If he's the better player.
Yeah, like good job. Like,
okay.
I'm not gonna I'm not gonna keep my head down. I'm gonna go in the lab, work on my craft, and do what I gotta do to get better.
Yeah.
So I feel like it's no like beef or nothing like that. I just feel like I'm gonna do whatever I gotta do for myself.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, you feel me?
To be fair, you have a better mentality, I think, than most kids. To be
honest.
I think a lot of. How old are you?
I'm 15 years old.
Yeah. That. Even being 15, I'm like,
right,
him over
right,
me.
though.
Knowing I'm trash, knowing he's better than me, I'm still gonna be a little upset about like, I wanted that playing time.
It's just like it's a lot of stuff that comes with football. Like, people just do it for the females. Like, I'm doing it because like I'm doing it for my mom.
I was about to say, why do you play? Yeah,
my mom, man.
Okay,
shout out to my mom, man. I really do it for her.
She got you into football?
Yeah. Like,
oh wow.
It's like, I don't know. Like, I feel like I really do it. Like, I really got a chip on my shoulder. Like, seriously. Like, I lost my grandmom. It's like the thing I like mad at the most is that she never could watch me play. So it's like I heard a quote before it said, "Play every game like it's your last." So it's like, cause you never know. Like, time is short.
Yeah.
Literally.
Right.
So I just play football out of love. Like, and when it's like when I'm playing for him, it's like I feel like a great connection here.
Yeah.
Like, it's great.
And I think for you especially, like, you're playing football you have like a meaningful purpose behind it. It's not just a game to you.
No, of course it's not.
Especially when you just said a second ago you called it a craft. I was like, as soon as I heard that, I was like, okay, that's a different mentality than other 14, 15 years old. So in terms of where you want to go with football, I feel like you and Ja have a good connection. Like you both have a similar mentality about like what this sport means and what it can do for you. So just out of curiosity, where do you want to go with football? Like in the next like 5, 6. Oh, really? Okay.
Top of the leagues, baby.
Got you. You know where you want to go to school? Like college or?
Oregon.
Okay. Everybody wants to go to Oregon. It must be the uniform.
That program.
Or something. Yeah, I mean, honestly.
That program is crazy.
Yeah.
I would want to go too. Shoot.
Honestly.
Be a little spot up in there. Let me get right though.
It's like if I had to if it's like a top 3, it's probably got to be Oregon, Ohio State, and Florida.
No Alabama? No.
Nick Saban? Nick Saban don't.
No. Nick Saban, you do a great job at coaching, but I just feel like you have a lot of talent. Like everybody on the Alabama staff roster is 5 stars.
Yeah.
So it's like you really got to be on the top of your. Like everybody's good on that team.
Yeah.
Like everybody that he picks up is a 5-star.
Yeah.
So it's just like too much talent could be a bad team at the end of the day, but they doing good right now.
Okay, man, they picked it up because at the beginning of the season it was looking like they weren't doing anything.
I
want to see who's gonna win out of them in Michigan though.
Yeah. That's you just brought up a good point though. Two things that you said were interesting, but starting with and this is kind of more of a question for you, Ja.
Okay.
In terms of like recruiting kids or getting talent on the team, like what is that process like? Because Nick Saban, he has name recognition. He has scouts.
Okay.
He has all these people out there working for him. He's like, okay, Bakari, good receiver. All right, bring him out for a visit. Let's see what he can do. Let's work him out, whatever. But for you, how do you? Because you're just sourcing people from the city.
Right. So it started off with, like I said, me going to 215. Right. So with me having a championship there, and that already says, okay, he's a good coach. Right. So me coming into the 7-on-7, it was more of like my people that I knew, like some youngins that I knew actually already that played for me or been in the same organization, or I played against you.
Yeah.
To where I hit you up like, you know what, you want to come and play for me? You know, this is my first time doing it, so you might as well just come and rock out with me, stuff like that. And then their friend would tell a friend, and that friend would tell a friend, and
word
it would
of
just
mouth,
go. Yeah, exactly. So it was just
organic.
Yeah, but then what made them kind of gravitate towards me is that I relate to the young kids in here playing the sport that they love.
Versus, like, I'll take the role of the 35-year-old. Like,
yeah.
It's a little bit different. Like,
but a lot of these coaches, right, to where he said earlier, where it's like building a name, where you just want the name of a coach. Like, it's not even to where you getting into it and you really trying to teach this young man how to be a young man rather than be in the street, stuff like that. You're not even teaching that. You just want to win, bro. You just want to, like, yeah, you won a championship, but he still does drugs. He still does this. He still rob people. What did you change?
Yeah.
In the program, like, what did you change to help the city? Like right now, these days, we got 14-year-olds out here with guns. For what? Like, it's crazy. So really, like, it's like coaches, teachers, like anybody that has the authority to teach this young person, young woman, young man that it can be something in life. It's a privilege. Like, the fact that I have a name as a coach and they respect me. Yeah. And I even coach 18-year-olds and they respect me as a coach. Yeah. And I still reflect their life. That's a privilege, bro. I would take that any day, like, to show them something, like, to be like, yo, this is you're not doing this right thing, and they respect me and they actually change from that. Like, and it's crazy.
Once again, it's clear that you take it, I think, a lot more serious than some other people who maybe are in your same position. I mean, I'm not sure how many other 19-year-old coaches there are in, like, the city or in the country overall, but I don't know, just the way that you're talking about this, I can feel your passion about this.
I do take it really serious because the first mission was playing until, being a witness, seeing the gun violence myself and actually being the victim of it. It changes things, bro. Like, it doesn't, like, stop playing football for a while, then transfer in schools, and then the coach didn't really see the talent as much because things changed. So I'm like, damn, what's a way to stay with football in a way to where I can relate to it and then somebody else can too. So then it was coaching. But then it comes down to is like, nobody really knows the mission behind things. Like, he's a wide receiver, but you don't know why he's a wide receiver. Like, I seen this quote. It said, never judge a man by where he stands because you don't know how far he's come. Like, what's his name? Shannon Sharp said that, right?
Yes,
so,
he
like,
has the best quotes, by the way.
Best quotes.
Love Shannon Sharp.
But, like, and that's true, though, because how can you hate on me? I'm an 18-year-old, this, that, but, dog, you think I wanted to do this? Like, no, I'm just better than you at it. But you think I wanted to do this? Like, it's just one of those. Yeah, it's just one of those things. Like, come on. Like, I just think, honestly, it's just a way of, like, the hatred of it, the envy into this game. The envy in this game is crazy, bro. In the football industry, period, is so much envy.
Yeah, and I feel like the more and more you go up the ladder, like, the more of that is probably in the game. Like, when you hear certain stories come out about X, Y, and Z college player that just 5-star recruit just disappeared, like, you don't even know, like, whatever happened to their story, and they're like, wow, all these things happened to this person. When they get a chance to tell their side of the story, like, wow, this is really corrupt, almost, like, you could say. And I think, once again, money getting into it probably has a big role to play in that.
Like, it changed me mentally. That's where it leads to me. That's where it leads me now of how I move, where I'm going, what I'm doing, to relate with them. Yeah, it leads to something. It's a mission to that, bro. So, like, coming off of that to playing, and then when I actually was able to play, I transferred, went to another school, went to Shellingham specifically. But when I went there, coach really didn't see my talent as much. Couldn't really be the exact skill that I wanted to show. So I didn't start. So then it just led to, you know what, I'm not going to keep sitting around here waiting. I have a goal and I have a mission. And if I got to wait another 4 years to get some money, to get rich, to get my family out, why do I need to even do that? But my family's set. Really, we cool. But I want it for myself. Like, it's not even something to where it's like, I don't want to keep asking my mom and dad, oh, yeah, mom, can I get this, that? No, I don't want to do that. I want it to be, mom, where you want to go this day? What you want to do for your birthday? Where you want? It's one of those where,
so true.
To give back to what they gave me.
Yeah, I think there's like a critical point. You reach an age, 17, 18, bro, 19, whatever, where you're like, man, like, I don't really want to rely on my parents anymore.
At all, bro. At all.
Like, you want independence.
Yeah, so it came to that. That's why I just said, you know what, playing probably just isn't, what it is. So I'll just get into coaching.
Was that tough to?
It definitely was.
Yeah.
No, it was one of probably the hardest decisions I probably made in my life. Like, to where it's like, I'm giving this up to coach, but I don't know how long this is probably gonna last. So so I did that, but also I picked up the second hobby of photography. So it was like something to actually get into.
It's like you found something else to kind of replace that passion.
Exactly from that.
No, I mean, I don't blame you, and I feel like, and I'm curious to get your take on this. I feel like when you're a photographer, videographer, etc., like I don't know, you see things like from like a different perspective. You're a little bit more perceptive of the world around you. I feel
That's
like.
true.
and I guess this may be a question for all y'all, but in terms of like what you see going on in the city, like stories like the one that Ja was just saying, other stories that we all see on the news like every day, that type of thing. How do you think about that? How do you conceptualize that?
I always just tried to stay out the way. Even as
kind of feel like that's like the only thing you can do.
Right.
Exactly. And in this city, it's already hard, as you can see. It's just so much going on, and a lot is moving fast, especially when you move, like when you get out of high school. Just getting used to the regular adult life. It's like you always outside, whether you're just because you're trying to get money, you're trying to find a way to just get some money and just make a name for yourself. So it's just I see how it gets, and it's just scary. To be honest, it's scary. Yeah,
and that's another reason why I wanted to ask you that question, because you've already graduated high school. You're living your life trying to figure out where you're gonna go. What was that like for you? 'Cause I know you were saying it's obviously like an unstable moment. You're a little bit uncertain about where things are gonna go next.
Right.
Like, walk me through when you graduated high school.
Okay.
Like, what was your kind of next step, or what type of thoughts were going through your mind?
Graduating high school, I was going into Temple with a business major. I was basically planning my life to just run a business, but then going through my first semester, I was starting to realize like maybe the business that I was learning in Temple was just straight like office desk, just in a cubicle. I was like, no, this is not me.
Sure.
I'm more
it wasn't entrepreneurship.
Yeah, I want to get down and get dirty.
Sure.
So I wanted to switch over. So starting this year, February, I started a clothing brand. And then even August of 2022, that's when I really stepped my foot all the way completely into photography and videography for sports. And I just fell in love with both of them. So right now, currently, that's what I do. I work full-time for my pop, but they're my side hustles. Like, I'll go all in on them. All of my money I basically make, invest right back into them businesses.
Got it. What does your pop do?
So he has a poly yard.
Okay.
So if y'all know what that is, it's basically just wood. You gotta look it up, to be honest. It's hard to explain, but it's just blocks of wood, and people sell them, and you'll be surprised how much he makes off of it yearly, just in gross sales.
Cool.
Wow.
Tell me about the clothing brand, though, 'cause I actually did not know that you do that.
Yeah, so I have it on right now. This is one of our hoodies that we don't even have out. I don't plan on dropping these, to be honest. But
he came out with the unreleased.
Whenever designers do that, I'm like, man.
Right. They come out with the unreleased though.
The unreleased thing is what I feel like I get the most drawn to. But that's smart because it gets people interested in what you're doing.
Exactly.
Can I get that? No, you can't actually, but you can get this instead.
That's all it is. I just grew out of this design. I don't know. I don't like it as much anymore. But we have some new hoodies coming out, whether it's January or February. But just with the brand, the message. So the name is Trendsetters. We go by Global Trendsetters. It's all about just not being afraid to stick out. It's not like the way I look at life. I don't want to fit in, because where are you going to get at if you're just fitting in with everyone else?
Right.
So,
I mean, the fact that you
being a trendsetter,
you went to your first semester of college and you're like, this isn't for me, and you just left. You're sticking out already. I feel like 99% of people have been like, well, I guess it's just what it is.
I see so many quotes online where it's like,
really cool.
It's basically like the no risk, no reward type of thing. Like, if you're not taking risk in life, where are you really going to get at? Like, it's not fun taking the safe route. Going through 4 years of college just to be working at a job where you're not really loving it as much as, taking the risk of being a young coach in a city that's full of a bunch of stuff, or, being a young star at football, just, doing your thing. So that's all it is.
So I feel like mindset-wise, Ja was probably like a good fit for you, because I feel like you both have the same sort of like entrepreneurial, like independent.
We both got a goal. Simple as that. If you're not around people with goals and ambitions the same as you, what's the point of them still being around? Because they're not gonna. It's not gonna be them elevating you in the way that they need to. I'm not the type of friend to Kada where he's gonna come to me for advice, and if I know he's wrong, I'm not gonna make him feel good in any way. No, you're gonna know the truth. Like, I'm gonna put everybody in a position to where they need to elevate with me. That's why they sit next to me right now.
That's the type of food you got your son ready to for over there.
And I feel like this is maybe more so of a question for you, Kai. Was it because I have certain friends who went on a similar path, whether they went 3 years into school and then decide like, this isn't for me, 2 years, whatever, and decide to do something different. Was it hard at all for you to see like friends, family, whoever kind of going on that path and you kind of going in a different way?
Yeah.
Because I feel like for me, I would have been like, oh man, like, did I make the right decision? Did I like some doubt there? Creeps in.
Oh my goodness. So I did the first semester. I kind of like, I was in the second semester. I finished it, but I was half-assing the whole.
I was gonna say, what was GPA looking like in the first?
I don't even know my GPA. I won't lie to you. I don't know my GPA. I don't even want to look at it. I do not want to look that way on my GPA. Right. When it comes to like, it's so weird, man. I look at certain people that I like, are around me or I keep up with, and it's like they're still in college. I'm like,
still
did I
going.
make the right decision? Like, was
Yeah.
dropping out the right decision? But I feel like I just gotta go with my heart, just stay grinding, and the reward will come. Will come with it.
How'd your folks take it?
My mom, it's so crazy because I was scared to let my dad know. My mom, she's so supportive. Like,
That's nice.
She's like,
I'll be terrified
with
to tell my
any
mom.
decision,
real.
she's supportive.
Yeah.
My dad, he was the reason I really like did it. It was like more so like just give it a shot type of thing. Like, just do 1 year, see how you like it, see where it takes you. And I did that. So he didn't have no problem with it when it came to the end of the first year.
Cool.
Type of thing. It was whatever.
Nice. Wow. I feel like that's when it kind of works out that way, almost like organically. It almost feels like it's confirmation that you did make the right decision in the first place. So I guess now a year and a half in, like what do you think is like the biggest thing that you've been able to accomplish in terms of like your independent, like entrepreneurial side of things? Like what's something you're really proud of, whether it's a project or photo shoot?
Okay. I believe financially. I started to understand within this like year and a half of being out of school, almost 2 years.
Yeah.
Like how to correctly, like actually manage money. Like,
Don't really teach you that in school, huh?
Mm-mm. And
I don't know why that's not a class.
It's a huge problem in school right now. Like managing
How
money.
to find your taxes, how to save and budget, all that type of stuff.
That's all it is.
They wait till you about to graduate and only have months left to say, oh yeah, you got to do this, you got to do that. Like, what are you talking about? Like, what is a FAFSA?
Exactly.
What is a FAFSA? Honestly, that's like in terms of you though. Like, when you saw how much school was going to cost, is that another thing that kind of turned you off? Because I know for some people that's like oh wow, it's $25,000 per semester. Hold on, let me do some quick math. Oh, I'm about to be in crazy debt.
Yeah, exactly. It's so crazy. My dad paid out of pocket for the whole first year.
Wow.
Basically because I committed late. I committed super late. But the first semester, it was only like under $5,000, if I remember correctly. No. I can't remember. It might have been like $6,000.
Bag regardless.
Nah, yeah, that's a lot though out of pocket. It's a lot, but at least we're not in debt.
Add in books.
We're not in debt. Yeah.
Transportation, all the other ancillary stuff.
Luckily for classes, for books, I found a bunch of them online. I didn't have to pay for books.
Oh yeah, you're definitely smarter than the average person.
I paid out of pocket for a MacBook. That hurt a little bit.
Nah, they be hurting, bro. They be hurting.
That hurt.
The MacBooks be costing you money. Apple be knowing what they doing.
They know exactly what they're doing.
Did you think about going to school?
I actually went to Kutztown.
Did you? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
When I graduated, I went to Kutztown only for one semester though. I transferred.
I see a
I didn't like it up
here.
there. No, I just didn't.
I know why y'all are so close.
I didn't feel.
You left there for one semester too? Oh, yeah, so did I.
No, but I went there for one semester. And it was one situation that just led me to say, you know what, I'm not staying up here because
like with a teacher
just
or like
the environment. So where it's like I went to Walmart. Yeah,
you don't seem like a Kutztown type of guy to me.
And you know what? Just to look at me, right? To know that I'm not the type of guy. And it's crazy because they was off like I committed late also, so it was like, and they was only giving me $2,000, so it wasn't like somewhere it's like I didn't see college really much as a mission for real. So I just like, you know what, I'm gonna just go. But then I actually seen the mission as I was in that first semester, but I realized like this is not where I want to be, and I wasn't even taking studio art. You would think I would, but I was taking criminal justice. Really? So I was studying that, and then just realizing, just being in the classes and everything, I'm just like, nah, this ain't for me.
I was gonna say, did you think to be a lawyer, to be a?
I wanted to be a police officer my whole life, but then that mission changed once I seen everything with like police brutality, everything. I would love to be one of those, cops that show a different image, but I wouldn't get paid enough for that, so I wouldn't even like want to do all that for real.
Pretty corrupt world to go.
Yeah. So that's when, like, after the fact that I had that. We'll go back to the situation that will let me to leave. Yeah. So I went to a Walmart actually like 5 minutes from there, and it was an employee. He was white, right? I bought
Kutztown, Walmart, 2 red flags already.
Exactly. But I needed groceries for my dorm, right? So you gotta do something, right?
Like, where's the I could go? Walmart, everyday low prices?
Right, gotta step to the outer world, right? So so I went there, right? I bought a couple things. It wasn't even stuff that I went to the self checkout. I'm realizing as I'm getting in my car that it's a white employee behind me. He's like, he's on the phone. So he's like, yeah, he's getting in his car now. He's saying my every move, bro. Oh, no. So I'm like, what? Like I turn, but usually.
Yeah, he just turned around, he's looking at me.
Right, exactly. So I get up and I drop my bags and I'm like, yo, like, are you okay? Like, you good? Like, why are you saying my every move? and I literally took 2 steps towards him.
Yeah.
He was like, "Oh my God, he's walking toward me. He's black. He's this, he's that." I'm like, "Damn." Hey, bro, I dropped seriously, I dropped my bag. I said, "Bro, I'm not doing nothing." I had the receipt right in my hand. I said, "Yo, I can show you the receipt." Yeah. He was like, "I don't want to see it. The cops is on their way." I said, "All right."
Wow.
I was like, "All right, I'll wait for him." I waited for him, and that's when they came. They asked me tons of questions. I opened my wallet, right? The Kutztown ID is right there. He's like, "Oh, you go to Kutztown?" I was like, "Yeah, I go to Kutztown." He was like, "Yeah, you can leave." Like, that's the only thing that would have got me out of this situation.
Oh, you don't go to Kutztown? Oh, yeah. Come on.
Yeah, like, it's crazy. So that's when it just told me. That's when I made that call to Ron.
That probably killed the police officer dream as well. Like,
oh, yeah,
sure,
exactly. That from the door. So that's why I'm like, you know what? Nah, I'm done. So I called. The next day, shout out to Ron, founder of OH, my guy. So, what's the name? I called Ron up. I'm like, "Bro, this ain't for me. I'm ready to go." He immediately said, "All right, sign up for St. Joe's." Because remember, so I had the exhibit there to where my pictures and everything got in the museum. Yeah. Thank God for that opportunity. So that, led me another reason to, nah, they like family over here. So why not I just go to St. Joe's? And they blessed me with a scholarship, the Merit Scholarship, and even more money to give me a full amount of like $27,000 a year.
I went there too, so.
Yeah, which is great. It's a great amount of money, but they still high though, so we ain't still some money to be spent.
Listen, private Jesuit,
no, right,
all that stuff, that just means more money, basically.
Right, so it just told me, it's just that event told me everything, what I needed to know to leave, and it just wasn't my environment.
Gotcha. Are you still going to St. Joe's now?
I'm actually currently transferring, so I did that semester, stopped, and I left. My last day at Kutztown was December 15th, and now I'm going to start St. Joe's in January 16th.
What made you, in terms of like, 'cause I feel like that would have soured me on school completely. What made you think of, let me transfer, let me give it another try, let me give another,
because,
was it Ron?
Because there was more, it was talks with Ron, it was talks with, a really good friend of Ron's, actually, she works at St. Joe's, Krista, so I talked with them to tell them, to tell me like, no, just come to St. Joe's, somewhere where you're actually familiar with, and not go somewhere where, you don't know anybody. Yeah. I'm in Philly, so yeah, exactly, way out there, almost 2 hours.
Never heard of Kutztown before. People start going there.
Exactly.
I was like,
so
okay.
It told me like they having that conversation with them. It definitely told me like, all right, you know what? Let me still get this a try, because at the end of the day, photography I want to take a long way too. So
sure,
having that degree in photography gives me a head start, and knowing y'all gives me that head start.
So that's what you're gonna do. In terms of what you're studying. Wow. Okay.
And still take coaching. Oh yeah. Coaching. Definitely.
You're gonna be really busy next year.
I'm busy now, bro.
I'm glad we got this podcast in, because I don't think I'm gonna see you next year.
No, but I think I'm gonna find a good balance in it, because
on the sidelines.
Yeah, college. It's like, what's lovely about college that you can make your own schedule, so where you can change the times to where you're available, which I really love. Like, I will probably take like one night class, get that in.
Sure, yeah.
Because I know my weekend's gonna be free, so I'm gonna be good. I think my schedule gonna be cool with them, and the time that I take from, like what you said, like a lot of time. I'm not gonna lie, it took a lot of time from these guys to school to everything else. Then photography is like, damn, hold on, I'm a busy man, let me slow down a little bit.
Hard to balance.
But then it's like sometimes you reach that point to where if you want to reach the goal that you want to reach, it ain't gonna be easy. So I look at it as, why stop? There's no point to
Gotcha. So I feel like we've touched on like we've touched on it like a minor way, like different things that come up, a part of one being black, two living in a city and being black. But and this is kind of like an open question to all three of you, like based on the various experiences you've had kind of growing up in this city or other places, what do you think like needs to change, like about the environment that we're all in? Like we all currently live in Philadelphia, so like if you have to point to like one or two things, give me your thoughts on that.
I can say a lot of things that can change. Sure. To be honest with you,
Yeah, go ahead.
I can say a lot of things that can change. First of all, I will start out with the gun violence, but those are little things, like we said. So I'm gonna just go to where the broad thing is. It's the hatred and the envy and just the hatred in other people. It's like I feel like the problems
I guess.
Yeah, those problems that happens, like me shooting somebody else for this happen. There's no reason for me to do that, because the reasons be so stupid. Like what he said, over a female, it'd be over a female, over some money, over something else. It'd be some situations where you can bypass it, bro. Like it's
easily avoidable.
Yeah, it's so easily avoidable. But what needs to change, and honestly now if we're leading today to where the young kids is leading out with weapons and everything, I think it comes from up. Like our parents, like it comes from our that what needs to change is the teaching. in general.
Sure.
They're teaching like everything where it comes to raising a child.
No one comes into the world wanting to kill
nobody, bro.
Yeah.
Nobody wants it. No 13-year-old says, you know what, I'm gonna go out and shoot somebody.
Yeah.
It's no way, bro. You're in the house playing Call of Duty. Stay where you're at. Like,
Yeah.
there's no need for that. So I think it comes to raising your child. Fathers need to stay in their child's life, raise them, teach them how to be a young man in their life. If you don't know how to do it, find somewhere to know how to do it.
Yeah.
At least try.
Sure.
You know, teach them like how, like, do something. But like, everything is. I feel like, in my opinion, almost everything is avoidable. Everything could be handled a different way, bro. There's no need for the stuff that happens now. Like for example, Longcrest, where I grew up at.
Mm-hmm.
Back then, not really much now because everybody got kids, but not very much now. Like, there used to be a beef with another neighborhood called Alany, and then there was Longcrest. But dog, they're right next to each other.
They are, yeah.
Like, these two neighborhoods beefing. I walk down Rogerson 10 minutes, I'm in Alany. It's like, yo, it's crazy. You get on the 18 one time, you're in Alany. So now you're scared. I should not have to be an 18-year-old walking outside and be scared to look over my shoulder to think a 14-year-old is going to shoot me.
Mm-hmm.
It has no
Just
point.
because of where you live.
Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, like, to be in Longcrest, though, and to be in even worse places in Philly, it just need to change in the city. Like, the teaching and the upper hand of it coming, to teaching our youth. Like, it starts with us.
Yeah.
Everybody. It starts with us.
I'm curious to get your perspective, Bakari.
Oh, yeah, as a young boy.
Yeah, as a younger person. You're the youngest in the room,
I mean,
so I feel like your perspective is
interesting.
interesting.
Watch this.
me being a part of this generation, basically, I'm just like, same thing what he said, gun violence. I feel like me being a part of this generation, I could see a lot more than what you guys are seeing because you guys are completely way older than me. So it's like, for me to see different things, like, I feel like, me personally, people gonna do what they gonna do, right? But like what he said, nobody's just gonna wake up and be like, oh, I want to shoot somebody. Like, so I feel like it's like I don't know. I feel like people just want to be down, I guess. Like, people just want to fit in with the.
There must be some pressure that pushes them to do that. Yeah,
cause like everybody in this world like has like either like a big homie or like an inspirational person in their life or a role
that they
model.
look up to. Yeah.
I feel like, if you have a wrong role model in your life and you see what he's doing, you're gonna want to do it.
Exactly.
I see what you're
So I feel like what you guys said before, having like surrounding yourself with good people that's on the same type of time as you, is gonna get you a long way. Like him, for instance, I had friends that wasn't on the same type of time as me, so I had to, let that be that.
Yeah.
No bad blood. Like, if anything was to happen, I would be hurt dearly. But like, they still my guys. But they not on the same type of wave as me though. Like,
yeah,
like him right here. If I ain't never meet this man right here, right now, where I would be right now.
And it's tough though, and you could probably understand this because you probably have friends in different situations than you are, and you see like, oh, my role models are my parents, someone like Ja, etc. Then you look over at some of your friends and you're like, oh, that's who you're looking up to.
Yeah, like
no wonder you're on a different type of time.
And sometimes where it leads to like, these are their role models because they've been around it their whole life.
Yeah.
So it's not like they chose. So that's why I never look at it as like they chose it. It's more of like, you have a choice. Like, we have friends that get into gun violence. We have friends that probably did something that we don't know of. Like, we have those bad guys.
And the type of friend that I am, if I see her like hopping into or like just doing a little thing, like I'm gonna try to prevent it as much as possible.
Really?
Like,
I feel like a lot of people wouldn't do that.
Because like
they wouldn't.
I have like the people that I carry, like everybody that I know is from football. Like everybody that I really meet plays football. Yeah. So it's like when I see one of my old friends playing football, but then you're also going into that gun violence and doing all that gang stuff, I feel like it's not really necessary because at the end of the day, like if something happens to you, God forbid, knock on wood, your mom's gonna be hurt, and it's like for me to be a friend of yours, I'm gonna be like you didn't tell him anything. Like, why didn't you like reach out to me and let her know?
Like, they're gonna look at you and be like, hey, like, why didn't you try? And that's regret for yourself as well. Like, why didn't I do anything?
And now I had to live with that for the rest of my life. Yeah. So it's like, I feel like I said before, people are gonna do what they're gonna do regardless, right? And the only thing you could do, like, you can only do so much as a person.
Sure.
Because at the end of the day, everybody wants the best for themselves, right? Like, everybody, like, people want to see you do good, but not better than them, right? So I feel like if you, my friend, and you see me doing something, I would want you to point me out just like that. Like, Jaheim, like, if I'm doing some nut stuff, like, I came to practice one time with a milkshake. Like,
No.
seriously. I came to practice with a Burger King milkshake.
I was wondering what you came to practice with. A milkshake. I'm like, oh.
No,
Okay.
go ahead.
I
No,
came
go
to
ahead.
practice with a milkshake, thinking like it's all. He said, "Come here, Ram." I'm like, smacked it out of my hand, and he said, "Go run." I'm like,
Cause it's like,
blew me, like just blew me.
cause no.
Yeah,
Cause it's like you call me and tell me you want to be the best, right?
Sure.
So why are you coming to work out? And who walks in the gym with a milkshake?
That is
Nobody.
It was a great milkshake.
So it's
Where's it
crazy.
from? Five Guys or?
It was a Burger King
Burger King, okay.
Oreo milkshake, yo.
Oh, yeah.
Great
So I was
milkshake.
like, yo, man, come here, let me holler at you. I smacked that thing right out of his hands.
Let me sit down.
No, right, no, look.
Literally.
I tricked him.
Oh, the
like,
trick in the book.
I was
Literally.
like, man, come here, let me holler at you. Oh, your hat nice. Get that out of here.
I
cuz.
wasn't
What's up with you?
expecting that though, at all. But like I said though,
Yeah, go
like
ahead.
from meeting him and meeting these, like I feel like all three of us sitting down right here are on the same type of time. Like
Yeah.
even though we might have different goals, but like if you really think about it, it's all plays a part.
More or less, yeah.
Like
There's
if I
connection
see-
there somehow.
Like if I need Kai to help me out to get like an offer video or just put myself out there, I'm gonna call him because he's the best person I know to do it.
yeah,
If I need Jaheim to take me to the gym one time, he's the best person because he's in the gym daily.
yeah.
And now since he's going to St. Joe's,
Mhm.
he's way closer now.
Mhm.
Custown he was like an hour and 30 away,
Yeah.
and it was a little drive.
Yeah, of
We would
course.
still have great talks though, but now I can see him in person.
You know, and I think what you two are saying, I feel like is essentially the same thing. And I think what it comes down to, which I had a whole conversation with Ron about this. Y'all can listen to that episode if you like to. About
Right, yeah.
community of like when you like. I have bread, you have peanut butter, he has jelly. Like, let's put together,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
that sort of
yeah,
thing. So like
exactly.
we're all in a better position than we were singularly. But I think a lot of people, for whatever reason, maybe they're not exposed to how important that is. Maybe they didn't grow up with a family that fostered that in them.
Yeah.
And for those people, I feel obviously like a very. I feel like my heart breaks for them because
Yeah.
life could be obviously very
Yeah.
different if they got had a different
Nobody
upbringing.
right there by their
Yeah,
side.
and I think everyone needs everyone needs a job basically, someone to help you to right the wrongs or kind of correct your path. I mean,
Oh, trust
obviously
me.
it's a milkshake, it's a really small thing, but if it
Yeah.
was something more significant and Ja just let it slide and let it slide and let it slide and let it slide,
Yeah.
then all of a sudden, you're in a completely different situation.
Yeah,
You're
but
way off your
definitely
original path.
when it comes to like me showing him stuff, it's definitely the other way around. Like it's never just me. I'm not perfect at all.
Sure.
He definitely straightens me out. And
Yeah.
I respect him as like I got outside of the field. Like this is my little brother right here. This is somebody like that I look at. I want him to reach the same goals as me. I want him to be just as successful as me. So this is like a little brother to me. I talk to him outside of the field. I talk to him outside of being one of my
Yeah.
players. But then when we on the field, it's
It's
Coach
Coach
Ja.
Ja.
Like it's nothing
Yeah,
else.
literally.
It's nothing else more than that. It's Coach Ja, and that's it. So we definitely have a way of that. And just like me and Kai outside, I talk to him all the time. But when we're on the field, he's the videographer. I'm the coach. I'm working. He's working. So we're not.
And you have to trust his,
Yeah. So
he's
we're
trying to
we're
do.
all working on our craft and we're in that same environment when we need to. So
Yeah. So basically, like when we're practicing, it might be a joke here, but like for it's really strictly business. Like the things we're gonna do this year, like.
Oh
Oh
no!
my
Yeah,
God,
we
like-
yeah.
Oh my God! Like.
What we
Let
got
me-
planned this
Too
year?
much going on.
Kai, I want to hear your opinion on.
Go ahead,
on that
go ahead.
roundtable, and then we can get into that.
Oh, yeah.
Actually, I'm very curious about 2024. It's a couple days away
Oh
at
my
this point.
God.
But what's your opinion? Kind of what we were talking about before.
Okay.
What the things that are going on in the environment around us? Like, what does need to change? What's your perspective? Is it the same as those two, or a little bit different?
I believe it's actually the same when it comes to gun violence and just a bunch of kids just trying to fit in. That's why I tried to make the statement, the movement,
That's a good point.
trendsetters,
Yeah.
just to pass a different message than let me just fit in, let me do drugs, or let me do things that aren't good for my future. I would like to. I just want to see better for so many people. So I just try to look out just like Ja when it comes to his players, my friend group, other people that aren't even in my friend group. I try to mingle them in just to try to give them a better future and stuff like that.
Yeah, you see someone going sideways, you're like, come here, let me show you a better, let me show you a
Exactly.
different way to go about
yeah.
things.
That's
But
all it is.
I feel like that's how it should be like with everybody. Like I feel like
That's how it should be. Yeah.
like what you said. Like I feel like it should be no envy toward, especially if somebody didn't do nothing to you.
sure.
I feel like it should be no like just because what a person is wearing or what a person is doing, it should be no hate. Like if I meet a person that I know nothing about that Jaheim brings around, I'm gonna like offer it, give respect because that's how my parents taught me.
Yeah.
Now if you don't have no like you said, like if you don't have no father figure or no
structure.
family, nobody at all, I feel like you could like look at things type of like you could like this now, phone, the internet,
social media
in general, you can do a lot with it. Like, if you don't know things, you could just like look it up and boom, right there. Like, that's how crazy social media and the internet is today.
Yeah,
so true.
And I feel like that's a whole other conversation, but I feel like there's like a good and a bad to that, obviously, because there's access, but then you
too much access,
and you see too much of other people. I feel like, which then makes you envious of other people. Like, I feel like 100 years ago, I didn't know what Ja was doing 20 minutes away from me. Like, that was his business. I had mine over here. When we see each other, we talk. But now, oh man, Ja's going on vacation. I want to go on vacation. I want a new pair of shoes. I want a new pair of shoes, et cetera, et cetera. But now getting to sorry, go ahead.
No, I'm not even trying to cut you off.
No,
like,
go ahead.
When you say envy, like that envious part, when like I feel like if you don't want nobody to be like on your back or not, like why are you posting? Like I feel like people just post things just to like they putting that stuff, like they putting that on themselves a little bit.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, nobody shouldn't be out there trying to do that to you. I'm just saying, like, I feel like if Jaheim takes himself on a vacation, I feel like you could post probably like one thing about it, but you don't have to post your whole vacation.
Right, sure.
At the end of the day, it's your business, public. And and you did it for yourself because you think you're doing good.
Right. But I think there's like an underlying reason for everything that people do, especially online. Yeah. Like, it could be easy for them to just post once, but when you see someone post like 10 times, 15 times,
like that's doing too much.
They trying to show somebody.
You're trying to exactly. There's a reason behind it. That's why I said
they're putting that stuff on there. Like, me personally, I don't like social media. I feel like
you don't seem like a social media.
He deleted Instagram like 3 times.
Literally, like I use Instagram and like Twitter for football purposes only. Like, I don't post nothing. Like, I don't post shoes. I don't post me anymore. Now, when I was a young boy, I was all like, hey, I was feeling myself. Like,
no, what's funny to me though, he's like, I'm a young boy, bro. You 15. Hold on.
Yeah, but like as I'm getting older, I feel like in the type of wave that I'm on, like I just need, like, I'm just straightforward with everything I got to do.
It's a distraction.
Yeah,
there can
like,
be a distraction.
That's a word. Distraction, man.
Yeah.
And like, if you really want what you want, man, you gotta go after it. And I feel like with the social media, it's gonna be like so many people, not even just people. Like, what you see on the internet is gonna bring you down.
Yeah, influences you.
Every morning I listen to Dwayne The Rock Johnson's. Like, I listen to like a motivational video of him every morning just to get me going. But I also thank God first. But like, just to hear something good in life, just to, like, you know,
rather than going on your phone and seeing like
exactly like
trash, basically.
Like, if you go on my Instagram account right now, I literally have a football picture as my profile, and I literally have athlete. That's literally all it is. I'm an athlete, literally. Nothing more, nothing less. Like, I don't want to be I don't want none of that. I feel like
there's like an identity piece to that too. Like, I think when you have something that you care about, that you're passionate about, that you like, you're putting your all into, that helps to focus you. That helps to guide your path a little bit and keeps you on, the straight and narrow, or however you want to call it. But I feel like for people who don't have that, they don't have photography, they don't have football, they don't have a clothing brand, whatever. They're just floating.
Yeah, falling into
whatever, just in and out of whatever.
Exactly. But I feel like if you don't know what you want to do in life, I feel like you could find it's always gonna come. Like, not like, I feel like everything happens for a reason, and everybody has a purpose. Like, God is not making people, or like, he's just not doing what he's doing for no reason.
And you said your mom got you into football, right?
Yeah, like she introduced me because like I would like me personally, I would just always watch football. Like the Super Bowls, I would be mad. My whole family is a football type of like our
everybody's
team,
into it.
Yeah, like, and some of us are Eagles fans, and some people are 49ers fans, Ravens fans, Cowboys fans. Like, my cousin is a Cowboy fan, so when we just beat the Cowboys, man, I was talking, man. I was popping it. But, like, I don't know, like, it's just a lot. Like, I feel like people should do what they want to do and look at what you want to do for you. Like, like, I feel like you should, like, don't try to hop on somebody else's wave and think it's going to work for you, because you never know. Like,
football's not going to be for everybody.
Exactly, it's not. And people take that like they do it like just because of what it is right now. Like, a lot of females nowadays, they like an athlete, they like a tall guy, dread, like they like all that type of stuff. Me personally,
you're not doing it for that.
No, man.
Oh no. Oh God, no.
No.
Me and him had that conversation multiple times.
Man, please.
It's crazy. Like,
it's different now. Like, you just gotta, like, I just feel like the structure I had and the people that taught me, like, you gotta listen to certain people. Like, like, if you see like a crackhead or a junkie on the side of the street and they talking, maybe you could hear something too. But like, from like
I'll give you 2 sentences. Nah, never mind.
like,
I'm not trying to hear it.
Like, but like when you have like a father figure, like my father, like I listen to everything he says deeply because at the end of the day, he's a man and he's.
Did you grow up pretty strict?
Huh?
Did you grow up pretty strict? Like, are your parents strict?
Yeah.
I can tell.
God.
But the thing of it,
I'm scared of his mom.
Actually though, they're not. I wouldn't say strict. They just care.
Yeah.
Like
invested.
Yeah, like they want the best for me, my sister, and my brother. So for that, they're like, you know, I wouldn't really call it strict. I mean, they're strict. Like if I wanted to go to a party, they said no. Okay, that's understandable.
Some parents wouldn't do that.
Exactly. Some people, parents would just go ahead.
Yeah, go ahead.
But
that's fine.
The thing is though,
every coming home.
Exactly. But the thing is,
that's a problem.
Yeah, exactly. You don't know if you're coming home though.
Yeah.
Because the generation we live in is so much gun violence and everybody's trying to bring a gun or stab somebody or like.
This goes back to Josh's point.
Yeah,
like, you need somebody
in general,
to kind of help. Like it's
And
up
what's
to the
crazy-
people above you, the teacher.
Literally.
And what's
parents,
crazy when
whoever.
relating to that, I was just about to say something else. It's crazy. And another thing that really need to change back to that question is that parents need to stop trying to be their kids' friends and be
Yeah.
their parents.
That's a good one.
That's or my father.
Yeah.
They're literally parents for a reason.
That's a good one. That's a really.
It's like
good
some
one.
of these. It's like some of these parents be so scared to put their foot down on their child. It's like, yo, hold on. You like 30, yo. Like, what's up with you? Like, say something. Jesus Christ. It be killing me, bro.
Literally.
I was just about to ask you, Josh, in terms of like the other kids that you have on the team, is it because I feel like I almost feel like Bakari's like the ideal. Like if I wanted a
I brought the best.
yeah, like I'm like I wish I had a team full of Bakaris.
Yeah.
So in terms of how you recruit, is this the type of stuff that you're looking for, mentality wise?
Yes.
Like do you interview them or something?
This is what I'm looking for. But
Yeah.
if
It's like the role model. Basically.
Yeah, I'm one of those where even if I don't see it, I can fix that.
We'll get there.
Exactly. I can fix that. Like I'm not gonna lie, I have a player who has been into that gun violence thing, but it changed to where he's been with me for a couple years now, and things changed with him. So now that when I met him, he was like that. To where he told me, he's like, Coach John, I don't want to be into it. It's not something that I'm forced into. I met these guys and it just went like that.
Yeah.
But I'm like, let me show you something different. So he got into the football game and he's really good.
What does he play? What
He
position?
plays receiver for me, and he's
Wack.
like really good. Yeah, call him Wack. That's my guy.
My guy.
He what's the name? He's like dumb good. But it was one situation recently I had to cut him because I thought he was still into that. I thought he was still into it, and he had to show me and everything like that. Like, Coach John, I'm not into it. I'm not. He called me during this. He called me while we was in a scrimmage, going at another team in a game. Coach John is that yada yada. I'm like, all right, come on. He came right there and performed. So where it's like he's dedicated to the sport that he plays now, and he's showing me the change and everything like that. So when it comes to them other players and everything like that, this is just one of the best ones. So where it's like attitude wise to where he knows he's a young kid that got a good head on his shoulder. Yeah. I have many more like that, but I just brung one of them to where it's like So every single one of them, like one thing about this program, we only accept kids to where every one of them have a goal, every one of them got something going on for themselves, and we lead these kids to something great.
So that's a perfect segue. So 2024 around the corner, 5 days away, whatever. What are I can see the excitement in the room just picked up as soon as I said that.
Say no, they start playing up.
Come on.
So I'll start with Ja, then I'll go to Kai, and then I'll
start with them two first.
Start with those two. All right. So next year, what are the goals that you're setting as a team, as an individual? Like, what do you want to do?
Greatness.
In what form?
Like, you gotta start with him. He gotta do it. I'm sorry, but he has to do it.
No.
You gotta lead us off.
The reason why we say this is because like it's ammo, bro. It's motivation. Like we feel this in our hearts. Like we want this so bad to where it's like,
what is this, like a championship?
So where we just want to show and give a message to the city, to everybody, to where it's like last year
through the play that you put out on the field. Okay.
Exactly. Right. And I'm relating to that, right? Last year played horribly, right? Dysfunctional, disorganized, everything like that. So it led to the conversation of bad coaching staff, bad people doing it. Coach John not this, Coach John is this, Coach John is that. Oh, Coach P is this, Coach this. They horrible, right? Yeah. Now we're here this year, right? Dog, we went to that one scrimmage. I called, and this is how confident I was in this season because we learned from last season, right? I called this man before we had anything. I said, bro, this is a good opportunity for you. I want you to broadcast everything on here because watch what's going to happen. We went out into the scrimmage, right? He was there too. We went out to the scrimmage. It was a team, what was their name? SNA, right? Good guys. Don't get good guys. Love them. I love the coach. Coach Briscoe, that's my guy,
Respect.
right? But the players, we got on that field, bro, and they immediately, oh yeah, instead of League of Villains, go ahead.
Our name is League of Villains.
That's exactly what I'm about to say.
We
Yep.
put up to the field. They talking about League of Vicks.
In this generation, that's like one of those like B words and all that.
Yeah,
All
like,
that. So League of Vicks, we get on their sideline. We put our bags down. We thinking that's the sideline we was gonna be on. They like, oh yeah, get out of here. Excuse my language. They was like, yeah, get out of here, bum ass niggas, stay yada yada.
Yeah, like.
So it's like, oh, all right,
confident.
now. I'll say, okay, y'all want to talk all that?
But the thing is, before you even like pop, like the thing is, as a coach, like me personally, like last year, it was that's what we did last year. Like we would talk a lot, and we even had.
You
like,
were them last year.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
We even had a
how
couple,
interesting is that?
Mm-hmm.
We even had a couple outbreaks. Like one of our players snatched somebody's chain off of it. Like, and it was just like too much of. But now this shit, like I feel like we wanna like everybody's like should be on the same type of time. Like I feel like a lot of people have a team. And we have L.O.V, we have a family. Like, might not be about blood, but where everybody comes from, I swear to God, man, it's different.
Every single like if I were to bring about 5 players in here, every single one of them got a story and why they do exactly what they do.
Yeah.
And they're relating of what he does. So that's why we all have a mission and we all have something that we want to do. So we're not going out to you. We're not going at you as another coach and all that. One of the players called me the night before that talking crazy.
Really?
Talking crazy, bro. Talking crazy. So it's like, okay, that's fine.
Okay.
So I'm like, okay.
Social media again.
Yeah. Social media, right? Bro, we came out the next day. They saying what they saying, League of Vicks, all that. Okay, here.
Tell them what happened in the game, though.
So look, right? We get to the game. Oh, no,
Kinda
we
curious
about
how
to. Oh,
this
yeah.
went.
So look, right? We get to the game. We line it up. Boom. First play, touchdown. Next play, touchdown. Thank you. First play, like that tells us, right, bro, we're giving everything on the field.
Yeah.
All that talking, we're not doing that. You want to keep talking? All right, here go 40 points. Take that. We're not allowing you to score anything.
And mind
now.
you, though, right? Mid-game, I had caught a nice pass, right? I caught it. I got smacked like badly. So I got a scar right here from that game.
Crazy.
I was about to say, hold on a second, smacked.
Playing dirty,
like
all that.
dirty. Like so,
Yeah.
I had blood dripping a little bit. So it's like, y'all talking about when he asked me, he said, "Do I hurt?" I was like, "No." He's like, "Bam." He was like, "A little bit." So he said, "I can't be risking a concussion." I was like, but that's when one of our former players that played for us is on that team, and he said, "Excuse my French. I'm sorry."
No, go ahead.
Mom, please. I'm sorry. He said, quote unquote, he said, "Get your bum ass out of here."
Yeah.
Because he's the one that did it.
Yeah. So you can tell he did it on purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Everybody saw it, and it was no call to it. No
I'm
penalty,
like,
no nothing.
I could show you the video right now, literally. He
Yeah.
could show it too.
Yeah.
I said, Josh said, but we can't tolerate this, bro. Like,
At all.
I got to get back in the game. So a couple plays after, shout out to Smoke.
Woo! Threw a nice pass. Touchdown.
Do a nice pass.
Smoke is the quarterback?
Do a nice pass. I caught a nasty one-hander. Like I'm Odell.
Okay.
Tell you, bro. Tell you.
And then after that, I
What
ran
was the route?
a fade. Like it was just like a streak right up
Okay.
the middle.
Yeah,
like
I'm nasty with these routes.
I was going to
I'm
say.
nasty with these routes, bro.
like and like in the air and like I mind you like the person that hit me before,
Yeah.
it was on him.
Yeah.
So it's
He was
like
covering you.
yeah. So I'm thinking, no, I'm gonna just secure the catch, score.
Yeah.
No, I'm like, no.
Fundamentals, two
Yeah.
hands,
I'm
bring it
like-
down.
In my head, I'm like, nah, F that. Excuse me, I need it. Like, thank you. Like, and it's like,
in that case, it's one of those situations where I would go to that player and be like, "Yo, bro, don't ever do that again." But nah,
Don't
we
ever
needed
one-hand
to. Yeah,
him.
it was one of those was like, "Bro, do that again." We're gonna lead this field with a message to let you know, bro, don't ever talk to us disrespectful like that ever again.
One thing we don't tolerate is disrespect, especially like I'm not even talking about like on the outside of the. I'm talking about football purposes only. We do not tolerate disrespect because at the end of the day, you doing all this, I'm talking, please, like that's the difference.
Yeah.
That's the difference between us. Like people could do a lot of chit chat. Like he was on live talking spicy, like talking spicy, and they called him afterwards.
It's crazy,
Man,
bro.
please.
Meanwhile, he threw 2 interceptions. It's like, bro, what are you talking about? It's like, who are you?
So
really?
what was the final score?
40, bro. It was like, well, really, what I can say to you.
For 15 or 18, because both.
Because y'all about to say, I took my 15U group out there and I took
Shout
my
out
18U
to
group.
V3. Really.
Oh my God.
V3,
There's
man.
so many
oh my
players
God.
that I want to bring up, bro.
V3 right there.
No, seriously, bro.
Thank you. V3.
It's one of those
V3
things
is really
where,
nice.
like I said, I have a couple players that has
Bakari,
a
bring the
mission.
microphone close to you.
I have a couple players that has a mission, bro. I have V3. I got Ja. I got so many to where we have one mission and one mission only is to send a message to coaches, send a message to other teams.
It's sounding like from like emotion. This is like a prove it year. Or
this
like
is
yes.
This is exactly what it is. 2023 was that year. Are we learning everything? But now are we right at y'all?
Yeah.
And I don't care. And what I said to the team before we went out there and played SNA, and he could back me. I said I don't care about their name. I don't care about what they did before. I don't care about any film that they got. Whoop they ass. Simple as that. I don't care about nothing. Like. And to any player, in any team, it's going to be work regardless to any team that we're going to play throughout this season. But, dog, we got a purpose. We're not here for nothing else but to draw on y'all in general. And any coach, any player, anybody can take it exactly how they want to.
How many games are you going to play?
We're going to play probably it's so many. It's tournament. So we're going to play a lot. So we're going to play a lot of different teams.
Okay.
The thing about Kai is, like, at the end of the day, Kai's a great camera. He's great with the cameras, right?
Yeah.
But the thing is, though, he's also, like, another coach there with Jaheim because it's like he like when I made the catch, he like after every play, like after everybody gets off the drive, he always daps somebody up, like just making sure where our head is at. So I feel like Kai is also like a good role model in other people's lives because it's like he not even just what he's there to do, he's also stepping out of his comfort zone and making sure we're good as a team, like I said, as a family.
Tell me about that, Kai, from like the storyteller perspective.
Yeah, so
like how are you seeing all this material? Like, this team get better and better and better.
Yeah, it's crazy, especially just I went to one of the games last season, and it was like this was at the beginning of the year, so they were like it was kind of a mess, but to me, I was new to 707 at the time, so it was like all right, they cool, but like seeing it now, especially documented from the jump of like when they first started, like I probably say about a month and a half ago, maybe.
Yeah.
It's just crazy, especially documenting it as a filmer. It's just interesting. Like, I just can't wait to see what it'll look like. I was telling the coaches a few days ago, like, going from episode 1, watching, like, 15U, we don't even have, like, it might be 13U, but one of the teams don't have a direct QB yet. So I was saying, watching him develop from here to the end of the season, it's like, it's going to be crazy.
It's a great story, yeah.
It's very... Like,
it's so many stories we can put in this season, so many different ones with the one team that we have. Bro.
Yeah.
It's so crazy, bro.
This is why sports is amazing, though. Like the storylines. That's why sports is like so interesting.
Yeah.
And the thing that I feel like the best part about this whole entire season, like the one word to predict is underdog. Like we're really an underdog. Like I said, everybody's talking like 'cause they think he's an 18-year-old coach and they don't think he knows what he's doing. But like the people that he's bringing out, like Coach Ant, shout out to Coach Ant, like the people that he's bringing out to help him with this, like he don't even honestly.
He bringing mentors.
Yeah, like.
Can I be honest with you? I don't even need to go out on the field and coach, bro.
He doesn't.
I have like so many. The people that I got, Coach Tim, Coach Tommy, Coach Ant, Coach Chop. I have these guys on those two groups, and they are probably one of the best coaches that I've ever seen in my life. Like,
I think your superpower is connecting people.
Yes.
Like
Got
getting
crazy-
people into the
literally.
room
Crazy
and
connection.
letting good things happen from there.
Because these are every single one of those guys taught me something when it came to coaching. So why not bring them onto the
perfect
why
person
not?
to bring in the room.
So
Yeah.
I see success in that. So it's like me teaching these guys something. I know if I take him right, if I see that he's doing something wrong on the field and I take him off, but I'm still coaching other kids, I can go say, yo, bro, go get coached, and they're gonna tell him the exact same thing I was about to say.
Yeah.
So it's easy with that, and it's the connections with it. So that's why this year it's way better coaching staff. It's way better. I'm not even gonna say better players because we have some of those guys that were there last year, and it was only 15U. So those same guys, like he was here since the start, so he's been here when that dysfunction was happening, all that other stuff. And here now, oh my God,
seeing like the progress. So in terms of like break it down for me, I'm not sure how many like different 7-on-7 teams there are in the city. Right. But where would you say y'all rank? Like,
oh no, we at the bottom right now. But that's what I'm saying. Where
that makes it even better though.
Exactly. Yeah. That's exactly what I'm about to say. That's where it makes it. We're a problem. Like our name isn't not where we rank, where our name is.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
We're not in those rankings of those. Like, no, seriously, we're not in those. Yeah. Right. We're not in those guys of where they're high up.
So
where
who are like the teams
so
that are really
like what I said, right? Yeah, 5-star, level 82,
level 82.
Yeah.
Ducks.
Yes,
like
all those guys.
Okay.
All them great.
There's a lot of teams
Respect
up there.
to y'all. Though. Respect to y'all.
Yeah. But the thing is, right? I'm not. The thing is, we are a Philly team. 707. One thing about it, you're not playing just a Philly team. You're playing teams in Washington D.C. You're playing teams in Atlanta. You're playing teams here.
Okay.
So it's not like those. Every single different 707 team is not from Philly though.
Got it. Okay. Wow.
So level 82.
So the competition.
Yeah, like level 82. That's not even Philly.
Pretty quick.
Yeah,
jump.
exactly. Like
fast. Yeah.
Level 82 is in like Maryland.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And it's actually ran from an NFL player. Actually,
probably got some talented kids over there. Huh?
Yeah. Well, I just forgot his name, but
yeah,
I would say that there's some talent over there, but nothing that we can't beat.
Nothing that you can't.
Like I promise you, we are a problem this year, and I'm saying this to anybody that would be watching, anybody later on. It's not the same thing. It's like I'm gonna say this to the camera. It's not the same as last year.
Who wants smoke?
No, seriously, like really, like who want the smoke in any aspect or any part of the field? I have the confidence that I coach better than whoever's over there. I have the confidence that I have the better players. I have the confidence that I can get the win over whoever I go against, and whoever want to stand in my way, bro, that's their loss. They gotta get out the way. And that's exactly that's what I stand on for everything that I'm saying.
The League of Villains name is really fitting, I feel.
No, seriously, no, it's crazy, bro. Because we got that name, and I'm not even saying League of. Like I just say we are villains. Like we're gonna show the reason why we had the name of villains. Because right there, what we were just looking like was horrible last year. But this year, bro, the purpose that we have, it's not that. Some of these players get to those big tournaments and everything, they take advantage of that. Like they laugh at, oh yeah, this is somewhere I'll be all the time. This is these players' first time ever being there.
Yeah.
You don't think they gonna take advantage of
hunger, I feel like.
Yeah, it's hunt, bro. Bro, what I got right now, bro. I'm starving, bro. Like I'm not even gonna lie. Like
what Jalen Hurts say, I'm starving.
I'm starving, bro. Like it's one of those where like, and it's so much name calling and everything around me. So much talks being around me. It's crazy. Like to where it's like, bro, it's not even me asking why you hating them. It's like, all right, come on, bro. Who want the smoke? Now. What we doing? Like, we can meet, like, let me show you what I can do on the field. Let me show you the play calling I can do that's better than you right now at the age of 18 years old. So you being 30-something, let me show you that I can beat you. And after that, I want my respect. Not even I want my respect, you're going to respect me after that. There's nothing that you can even say after that, right? So it's one of those where and I'm saying it, we are going to be a problem, bro. Like, League of Villains, we're going to be a problem. After this, like 2024 is going to be our year. So where it's going to be, we're going to win some tournaments. I'm not going to be all crazy say we're going to win all of them. That's the goal. Yeah. But we're gonna send a message this year, bro, to where it's something that it needs to be delivered. Like we're going to send a message that after all of last year, after all of there's some change in it. And that we are actually what we say we are. Not one of those to where we one of them corny guys. No.
I was going to say, and I feel like we're getting up on time, so I feel like this is a good place to end it. But it's, once again, this is what makes sports great, because there's somewhere in Maryland, D.C., wherever, there's another team saying this exact same thing.
Exactly.
Yeah. And now it's like, okay, who's telling the truth, basically.
You're right. And that's where it comes down to. So the last thing I would say,
Sure.
is simply, after everything, after all the talk, after all of that, all I say is see y'all on the 40. Simple as that. We're going to see who actually is telling the truth. We're going to see who actually is the dog. And we're going to see actually if the villains is really who they are.
Oh, man, this is exciting. I'm about to have to start keeping track of 7-on-7.
Mm-hmm.